In this video, I'd like to discuss licensing, education, and associations. This video centers around real estate, and this video is centered around the state of California. Rules may be different in other states, and there might be some similarities that you can carry from this video to your state if you're not in California. First thing to look at is the California Department of Real Estate really controls all of the real estate in the state. Is controlled by the commissioner, who is Douglas McCauley currently. And there's an advisory board also in the Department of Real Estate who really advises the commissioner. So the real estate license requirements in California, first looking at who must have a license, basically anyone who is not an attorney and also is someone who, is not selling their own home, they must have a real estate license to be able to sell or do many of the pieces in the process of selling or for a client or purchasing a home for a client. A license is not required if it is your own home, you're selling your own home, you're buying a home for yourself. No license is required in those scenarios, or if you are an active member of the California Bar. Obtaining a 4-year salesperson's license includes a few things. First, doing 3 required courses of quarter or semester equivalencies. And once you do that, you must be, of course, 18 years old for this. But once you've done those things and you kind of have a cleaner record, you can take an exam, a 3-hour exam with 150 questions. If you can get at least 70% of those right, you can apply for a license with the California Department of Real Estate, and you can get your real estate license. Obtaining the broker's license, same age requirements, past record requirements, but you must take 8 courses, take a 4-hour exam with 2 hours and 100 questions being in the morning and 2 hours and 100 questions being in the afternoon. So until it's a 4-hour exam with 200 questions, but you must get 75% of those questions correct. Another part of the requirement for the broker's license is you must have been in practice in real estate for at least 2 of the last 5 years, or that can be overcome, that requirement, if you do have a bachelor's degree and either that degree was in real estate or you have a minor in real estate. You must renew your real estate license every 4 years. You must pay a fee. If you're late, the fee increases, but also you must take some required 45 hours of trainings or education to keep that license. And that's the idea of the continuing education. That's 45 hours you must do every 4 years to renew your license, which includes some key courses. And all of that is looked over by the commissioner of the Department of Real Estate. There's other real estate related licenses, such as the prepaid rental service license and the real property securities dealer endorsement, which you can get on your real estate license. Those have different requirements, but those are some other things that an individual could gain besides the real estate salesperson's license or the real estate broker's license. In addition to those 2 licenses, for both of them, you must be a resident of the United States. So looking at the business opportunities brokerage and some things around business opportunities. So there's the business opportunity sale. Basically, this is a sale of a business which someone has. Usually this is more of a local idea. Someone's selling their restaurant or their local business where they're gaining revenue, and they would sell that and all the goods in it to someone else who would then run the business and then own the business. There's bulk sales, which are basically the sales between one owner to the next, or from the seller to the buyer of product, to be able to buy a lot of the product which is sold at the business, and that's the idea of the bulk sales. Then there's California sales tax, which you don't have to pay a sales tax on bulk purchases, but once you sell the items to individuals, you must pay a sales tax to the State Board of Equalization. Looking at the real estate laws and regulations, the enforcement of real estate is done by the real estate commissioner. There are hearings for license violations if you're removing if there's an opportunity, or there's not an opportunity, but there's a chance that you could lose your real estate license. There will be a hearing by the commissioner to determine whether whatever code you broke, if that's whatever law you broke, if that's enough for whatever disciplinary action, if you're going to lose your license, if you're going to have to take more required courses or whatever it may be. And licenses, revoke, restrict, and suspend, those three actions can be done by the real estate commissioner. Some common real estate law violations, there's section 10,176, which does take a look at the main idea of licensee acting in a licensee capacity. These are mainly more real estate law violations, which are, well, purposeful. They're less accidental. These are more of when the real estate licensee is acting in the capacity real estate licensee would act in, and this is more, I guess the punishments could be more severe. And then there's section 10,177, which could be more thought of as licensee, not necessarily acting as a licensee. These are more, you could say, careless, but more of like a mistake type of action, which is unlawful or against the real estate laws. And with that, you could have a licensee, not necessarily trying to show themselves as a full licensee, violating one of these rules, or not really knowing that they're actually violating these rules. So that's something interesting to think. And then you have the regulations of the commissioner. There's a portion of the section 10,177 that basically the commissioner can make any rules to enforce the real estate licensees, and basically anyone in real estate, because the commissioner, the Department of Real Estate, controls pretty much all licensees in the state of California. Now looking at the final point, the trade and professional associations. There's local real estate associations. These are basically the local arms, or some could think of the county arms of the California Association of Realtors. So this is the smallest level, the most local level of realtors. And after that, you have the California Association of Realtors, the second largest association of realtors in the United States, which this is the state level of realtors. And then you have the National Association of Realtors, which is the number one largest organization of realtors above the California Association of Realtors. And this is the highest level of the National Association of Realtors. Then there's the Realist, which is an association of real estate brokers. Some more of like another national organization. There's the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals, which basically those individuals in this association work to help with home ownership for people who identify as Hispanic. Then you have the Asian Real Estate Association of America, who's just like the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. They work for to help improve the people who consider themselves to be Asians to be able to have higher rates of home ownership. There's other associations which exist, such as the American Bankers Association, American Savings and Loan Institute, the Building Owners and Managers Association, the Mortgage Bankers Association, the National Association of Home Builders, the National Association of Mutual Savings Banks, and the Prefabricated Home Manufacturers Institute. All of these associations, and there are others, are open to real estate agents, which exist in the state of California and even nationally throughout the country. There are also real estate instructor and licensing associations, mainly in California. This is for like community colleges. There are associations which help the instructors and with community college courses. And if you're a real estate agent, and some real estate agents might be out there, they have no affiliation to any of these organizations or these trade and professional associations. So you do not need to be a member of one of these organizations in order to be a real estate agent. But you need to make sure, if you're not a member of any of these organizations, that you don't use a name such as realtor or realist in a way, if you're not actually a member of one of those organizations.